Welcome to How to NIL, presented by Affluence. I'm your host, Peter Schoenthal, CEO of Affluence, and today we're going to talk about some fun, creative ways for everyone, including you, to use their NIL and be able to profit off of who they are. We are about 9 months into this thing, and we are seeing student athletes across the nation engage in great opportunities, both locally and nationally, where they're able to profit off of who they are. But we need to talk about how to do that and the safe ways to get it done. The first thing I want to talk to you about, though, is where to start. We have a phrase at Affluence called confusion leads to inactivity, and that's what's going on in this space. I am a big believer that anybody, whether you're a D1, D2, or D3 athlete, has the ability to make $1,000 a month at a minimum profiting off of their name, image, and likeness. But you need to know where to start. You need to know where to go. You need to know how to get creative, and you need to know how to protect yourself. And that's what it's all about. Because when that confusion goes away, the activity starts. And once you pop, the fun won't stop. So we're gonna start on a national level, we're gonna get local, we're gonna get creative, and we're gonna protect you so you can go out and start making your first NIL money. Now, when we talk NIL, let's talk national level. And when I talk national level, I don't mean those Gatorade commercials or those McDonald's commercials for those big name athletes with the big followings. I mean national opportunities for everyone, including you. And the best place to start are with marketplaces. There are marketplaces in the NIL space where athletes and brands get together and broker deals for money, goods, or even free meals. And there's some great opportunities and great organizations out there, such as Icon Source, Dreamfield, Market Price, Matchpoint Connection, Mogul, and NoCap. All you have to do as an athlete is go to their platforms, create a profile, and start playing around. Sometimes it's as easy as we're looking for a Division I, Division II, or Division III athlete that has over 1,000 followers, which is everyone on this call. And you apply, and you can literally get either money, you can get free swag such as t-shirts, or even gift cards for free meals, and all you have to do is a simple post on your Instagram. There's great companies out there like Nabisco, Gatorade, that are looking for any athlete with any following that has the ability to promote their brand. These national companies want to help you. All you gotta do is know where to start, know where to go, and get your first NIL opportunity, and it might even be on the national level. While we're talking about national opportunities and marketplaces, let's talk about a growing trend called collectives. Coming to a school near you, your school, there's going to be an opportunity for you to go on a marketplace platform that is school specific, that your school is not a part of, where you can get together with boosters, local businesses, brands, fans, and sell your swag, do opportunities, and really have the ability to use your name in an impactful way with your university. So we've talked about the national marketplaces. Think of these more as local marketplaces with a national appeal where you can start doing NIL deals. So we just went over the national NIL landscape. And while there's many opportunities out there for everyone, worldwide, nationwide, where we want to really focus in, where the most opportunities are out there for you, is on the local level. You see, we already mentioned that confusion leads to inactivity, and that applies for local businesses. Local businesses in the NIL space do not know where to go to broker deals with student athletes, but they want to. Local businesses on college campuses love their university, but more importantly, they want to support you as an athlete, and they want to support the school itself, but they don't know where to start. So the best thing to do is for you to engage them, and you need to know how to. Every restaurant in your town, every bookstore, every swag store wants to get involved, but you need to know how to get them started. So what we talk about at Affluence is putting together a nice template message, sending it out with professional language, with proper grammar, and saying, I'm a local athlete at my school. We now have the ability to use our name, image, and likeness to support brands and build them up while building our own brands. What if I come into your business and I do an Instagram post the night before a game and say, this is my favorite meal. This is where I fuel up. This is where you should come too. And you post a picture of your favorite meal. That business, that restaurant might be willing to give you $250 a week. They might be willing to give you free gift cards to come and get a meal. And that all adds up. That is what I mean when I say everybody, including you, has the ability to make at least $1,000 a month using their name, image, and likeness. And it could be cash, it could be meals, but use your brand. Get with these local businesses because they want to help you. So we just talked about how to get local businesses involved and get creative in that sense using name, image, and likeness. But what are some other creative ways that you can get involved, build your brand, and profit off of who you are? And I want to talk about camps and lessons. Not every student athlete is a big name athlete on their campus. And oftentimes in name, image, and likeness, those athletes think that this new space is not for them, but it's just not true. You might be a backup offensive lineman, you might not have a big brand, you might not be a known volleyball player. But when you go home, you are known. You are an athlete that people remember. You inspire other young adults and young children. So how can you capitalize on that? Well, speak with your current coaches and ask them how to put on a camp. Because when you go home in the summer, the spring, and the winter, and you put on that football camp, and you put on that volleyball camp or that hockey camp, you can make some real money. Think about the numbers. If you get 50 kids to come out that are elementary school kids, middle school, and high school, and you charge them $50 a piece, that's $2,500 for one day's work. And you can sometimes charge more, you can have more kids come out. That's your baseline. And then once you do waivers and shirts and get a field, you're talking about probably at least a $2,000 profit for one day's work. And anybody, including you, can do that. And then we have weekly lessons. If I'm a local basketball player on a college team and I go out to a park and I say for the next 3 months, every week we're gonna have a run where 15 people can come out, pay $20 and play basketball. We're gonna do lessons, we're gonna run games, I'm gonna ref. There's some real numbers there. If you get 15 kids to come out at $20 a person, that's $300 a week. If you do that every Thursday, once a week, that's $1,200 a month. That adds up. And there's so many people out there that want to learn how to play their sport from a college athlete. It's just you need to know how to do it. You need to know it's out there for you and put in a little time, put in a little research. And again, there's no reason why you can't make an extra $1,000 or more a month. Not everything in the NIL space has to be about money right away. There's great opportunities out there where you can really make a difference in this world and help individuals while also building your brand, which will lead to more NIL opportunities. And those types of NIL opportunities are working with charities. You can now raise awareness, raise money, and help others that really speak to you using your NIL, which will allow you to make this world a better place. And to me, that's what NIL is all about. And one of my favorite examples is a football player at FSU, Dylan Gibbons. Dylan Gibbons transferred from Notre Dame to Florida State, but one of his biggest fans was still in Indiana. And his biggest fan had some physical disabilities that didn't allow him to travel and always go to games. And his name was Timothy. So Dylan Gibbons started a GoFundMe that was called Timmy to Tally, where he wanted to raise money for a student to go from Indiana all the way to Tallahassee to watch the Notre Dame Florida State game. Their goal was to raise a couple $1,000s. The next thing you know, the thing went viral. Dylan raised over $50,000 for Timothy. He got him down to a game. Timothy got to watch the game from the field, and it was a great story. But you know what happened next? Dylan was covered by ESPN with a cover story on game day. He quadrupled, if not more, his followers, and now he's getting more NIL opportunities, and he's one of the biggest NIL proponents in the state of Florida. He started by doing something good in the world, which then ended up making him more brandable, which led to more money in his pocket. And it all started by doing the right thing. And isn't that one of the beautiful things about NIL? Now, the theme of what we've talked about today is getting creative and knowing what you can and can't do. And one of the best examples of that is teammates having the ability to now help their own teammates. You see, everyone thinks of NIL as a one-man or one-woman show, and that's just not the case. You can either help your teammates or you can band together to get great opportunities. So let's start with Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett was the star quarterback at Pittsburgh, and he was reached out to by a local business in Pittsburgh called Spirit and Tails. Spirit and Tails wanted to have him come in and do some social media posts and pay him some money. But instead of Kenny doing this on his own and profiting on his own, he had a brilliant idea. He decided to do those social media posts, but instead of earning money, he wanted to feed his offensive linemen. So his offensive linemen and Kenny would go into the restaurant and they would get meals once a week, eat and drink for free, and Kenny would do the post. Literally, everyone got to eat. Then you have the example of Ohio State football. Ohio State football players knew they were stronger in numbers, so they banded together and they are now doing football camps through Nike where each one will work together, handling a different position, attracting more athletes to come learn from them, and therefore having a bigger pool to split. You can work together, you can profit together, you can have fun together, you can build your brand together, because it's all about teammates helping teammates. And why not you? So again, I've talked to you about getting creative, but more importantly, the main theme I want everyone to take away today is NIL is for everyone. It's not just for the star quarterback. It's not just for the big name athlete. So let's talk about some specific examples of some athletes maybe you've never heard of and show how they've profited off their name, image, and likeness. And a great example to start off with is Keywan Dukes from Johnson C. Smith University. Before today, I had never heard of Johnson C. Smith University, but Keywan Dukes was able to go to Bojangles Chicken, a national chain, and get an NIL deal by letting them know that he was available, that he wanted to profit off of his name, image, and likeness, and use his following to promote their brand, Bojangles. And just look at it, it worked out perfectly. Then you have Hersey Miller at Tennessee State. Tennessee State is an HBCU. Hersey Miller is now doing deals for a tech-based company where he is being paid to promote their brand on his social media. Again, Tennessee State is a known school, but it's not a big name school, and Hersey Miller is not a big time athlete, but he's doing big time NIL deals. And then you have Jaden Fields. Jaden Fields is a softball player at Georgia. She was able to apply for the Chipotle brand ambassador program where they were looking for NIL athletes to promote their brand. And Jaden Fields, a softball player, not a football player, not a basketball player, is now cashing in on her NIL and supporting a national brand like Chipotle. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of examples like this nationwide. But the number one thing is you gotta know it's for everyone and you gotta get started. And that's why we're here today. Let's get you your first opportunity. So far, we've really tackled and gone over how to get creative and start your NIL journey. But your journey can end pretty quickly if you don't focus on protection. And let's first look at protecting your brand. I'm not so focused on building your brand and getting you tens of thousands of new followers. That will come in time if you protect yourself. You need to know that when you post, it's there forever. There's screenshots. People have the ability to always know what you posted. And you need to know that your whole life you were worried about your who, but now you need to worry about your what, and your what is your brand. Always protect it. The phrase is, don't post it if your mom won't like it. Keep it professional, keep it correct, don't have curse words. Make sure that when you post it, it is something that your mother would like, because if your mom will like it, there's a good chance brands will. And that's how you can keep those NIL opportunities flowing and make it profitable for you. So, we're focused on protection, but it's really hard to protect your who and your what by yourself. You need to make sure that you have a good team in your corner that can make sure that you're doing everything right in the NIL space. And we already spoke about mom and your post, but let's stay with her. It's really important to make sure that you have mom, dad, coaches, lawyers in your corner reviewing everything, making sure that you're doing the right thing. Not everybody needs an agent. Not everyone needs a marketing rep, but everybody needs help. If you get a contract, make sure you have someone reputable look over it to make sure you're not getting taken advantage of. If you're not sure if you should post this picture on your Instagram, ask mom, ask a teammate, ask a coach. People want to help you succeed. People want to make sure you succeed. It takes a village. Rely on them, but build that team now, because failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And make sure you and yours are ready to tackle NIL, because it's for you. If there's one thing you take away from this presentation, and if there's one thing you remember about protection, remember this: disclose, disclose, disclose. If you're not a student athlete and you lose your eligibility, there is no name, image, and likeness. And right now, the space is crazy. You have national rules, you have NCAA rules, you have school rules, state rules. It's all over the place. It's hard to follow. Therefore, rely on the professionals. If you get an NIL opportunity, disclose it to your university, let compliance make the decision whether or not this is something that is right for you, whether this is something that violates the rules. And if you do that and you're in the clear, you're good to go. Nothing will come back on you. You'll be protected. In fact, that's what your school wants. It is up to the professionals to know the rules. It is up to the professionals to protect you. Make sure you rely on them, disclose your opportunities, and if you do so, NIL can be the best thing that ever happened to you, because we're seeing it every day. I truly believe that name, image, and likeness is the greatest thing to ever happen to college sports. And it's not even about what it does to you as a student athlete while you're in school, but the impact it's going to have for years and years to come. The entire point of college is to set you up to succeed when you leave your university. And at some point, your playing career is going to come to an end. And when your playing career comes to an end, you might have to go out there and be an entrepreneur or even get a job. But when student athletes leave college, they oftentimes don't have the experience they need to get the job that they want. Sure, they have these elite skill sets, overcoming adversity, time management, working well with others, and the ability to grind. But now, you no longer have to go into that job interview and say, I don't have experience. Because if you lean into NIL and you use it, you will have the experience. You're going to be able to say, I filed for an LLC. I filed my own taxes. I built my brand. I built others' brands. I've executed contracts. You have been building this brand and this business without even knowing it, making you the perfect candidate. And that is the whole point of college, making you available and ready to succeed when you leave your campus. And NIL is the perfect opportunity for it. So like we said, get creative, learn where to start, protect yourself, put in the effort. If you make this work for you, it will work. Go out there and be the superstar you are. And remember, name, image, and likeness for all, including you. Thank you.